Hey guys, so I haven't called anything broken really in the preseason because that's kind of the point of preseason. Some stuff's going to be too strong, some will be too weak, and they're going to buff and nerf as we go before we get into season 8. But this is actually just being abused, and I don't see any way the right isn't going to nerf this. I saw Tabs tweet about this, and I thought it was a joke, honestly, like from the Cleaver stuff we had ages ago. But then Ankle Spanker played on Darius, who, by the way, if you don't watch him, you definitely should. He's the nicest guy ever. He's got some really good preseason stuff at the moment. And then last night, GripX tweeted about it on Lee Sin, so I thought, okay, maybe it's time I take a look. For this to make a proper sense, we have to go back to the preseason of season 3. I think it was this patch with the release of Nami, actually. They reworked those items, Black Cleaver included. They completely broke the item. You could stack it, and people would just be two-shot. Basically, nobody had any armor in the game. It was a lovely time to play. Now, this is a bit different. It's not the same this time. It's because of Transcendence. 10% cooldown reduction at level 10. But the part we care about is you gain 2 AP or 1.2 AD for every 1% cooldown reduction over the cap. Now, if I show you a standard Z build, 376 AD at level 18. On the screen, it says 396, I know, but 20 of that is from Transcendence, which you don't normally take, so we're going to take that off. The Cleaver version has 416 AD, so 40 more, plus we're over 4,000 health now. Look how tanky this Z actually looks. Imagine him running at you, still doing similar damage, but he's that tanky and that hard to kill. That's not particularly fun, and that is why this is so broken. Now, yes, you miss out on your normal items and stuff, like Dustblade Mark, your Ghostblade active, your GA, the lethality and stuff. That is the downside for an assassin like a Z. In reality, lethality doesn't make as much difference as the game goes on, the later it gets, but it's very similar damage anyway. You do just miss out on these special things on the items. I'm going to show you something, and this is why it shouldn't work, but I guess right, done, goofed. This is the cooldown reduction chart for League of Legends, every single item. You see how almost all of the 20% ones have something in common. They are all unique, right? That is so you cannot stack two 20% items and get to 40% too easily, which is what people were doing with AP items. They were doing this with Redenomicon. It was super strong, so Riot changed it. For some reason, Black Cleaver, so AD ones, Black Cleaver, Trinity Force, Sheen items, and also tank ones are not unique. Trust me, before the preseason is over, they will be unique, that is for sure. But that is why this works, and why you cannot also use this on AP champions, which is a shame, because I can imagine a 6 Nash's Tooth on a Zir would be pretty fun, but sadly we can't do that. You're going to have 10% from Transcendence anyway, right? Then you have 10% from cooldown reduction boots if you buy those, and 20% from Black Cleaver, which is 40% total. That's actually pretty good cooldown reduction from just one proper item. But now you have 4 more slots, and we're going to stick a cleaver in every single one of those, of course. So it gives you 40 AD from the actual item, a whopping 24 extra AD on top of that because of the cooldown reduction, and then 400 health from the item as normal. Cleaver is also very cheap for how much AD it is. It's 3,000 gold, which is kind of like a middle of the pack price for a damage item. Whether you realize it or not as well, a lot of the stuff that works behind the scenes of League that isn't obvious is to do with gold efficiency. It is 100% worth your gold normally without the passive. So the stats you give are actually worth 3,000 gold, and you pay 3,000 gold for the item. When you're stacking these, the health is worth 1,066 gold. The AD is worth 2,240 gold. You paid 3,000 gold for this second Black Cleaver, but you got 3,306 gold worth of stats in return for that. What about my runes though? I know you guys are going to ask that. Well, you can run anything on this because sorcery can be your secondary. Transcendence is one of the normal runes. So this works with any single keystone. You can go electrocute, you go pressy attack, you go Aerie, whatever you want to do. You don't have to worry about that because sorcery can just be your backup. What you're looking for really is the main things is obviously AD damage, AD abilities as well. So the better the ratio, the better result because you're stacking AD. For example, Jax is auto-based, probably could use this, but his abilities are AP, they're magic damage, and they have an AP ratio. So the AD doesn't feed into them, it doesn't make as much sense. Sion, on the other hand, insane AD ratios, and it means the extra AD is actually going to factor in and turn into a lot of extra damage for his auto attacks plus his abilities, if that makes sense. Now, these are not going to be all of the ones that work, but probably the bruisers are going to be the best. So Camille, Urgot, Riven, Darius, Jarvan, Graves, Xin Zhao, Kled, Alawi, Olaf, Gnar, Poppy even will be pretty good. AD champs in general also work. Zed, Talon, Jace, Quinn, Wukong maybe. You trade a bit of early damage though because you're not getting lethality this time around. It still is good because you have more AD total and more health as well, but it's just not going to be quite as much burst early into the game. Also, AD tanks, Sion, Garen, Mundo, and stuff, whatever else you can think of, it's probably going to work. It's an interesting build, but it is a bit of a troll thing. It's kind of just something fun to try in preseason that actually really works as well. Let me know if you tried it already in the comments, or if you try it, come back and let me know how it goes. Thank you for watching, but for now, I'll leave you with the robots.